Tonight I want to talk to you all about a new order that has been founded.
Yay.
Do I need this? Y'all can hear me, right? Okay. Order of the Cypress is about 3 years old. It's part of Chosen Path Church. And Order of the Cypress was founded when Mr. Cypress fell down in the middle of a storm in the pond of the House of Contemplation at Chosen Path Church. Mr. Cypress was in a 100-gallon bucket filled with stone. I could not do anything about that. So I rallied the troops in Chosen Path Church, and they righted Mr. Cypress. It took us about a week, because every time we'd get him just about up, he'd slide down in the deep end again. And then we'd get him back up, and he'd slide down in the deep end again. But the Order of the Cypress has been there for Chosen Path Church every time we had a need. Every altar that needed to be moved, every work day at Pugtopia, every time we needed manual resources, the Order of the Cypress would activate. We have members here. Say. I do my meditations in the morning, and that's when the ancestors speak to me. And one morning they said, you need to make this a national thing. You need to make this a tradition-wide thing. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, how many cypress trees have fallen over? Just like when you look at a cypress tree, there is a lot that you don't see. It's under the water. And a lot of times when there is an emergency, when there is someone in need, the resources to help them are hidden. They're out there, but they don't know how to access them. So one of the purposes of Order of the Cypress, hopefully we will have a representative in every temple throughout the tradition, is to amass a list of resources. We don't expect order members to fix everything for everybody, but if they can connect them to whomever they need help with. Say they got evicted. Is there a local resource for temporary housing? Say they had a fire. Is there a local, in addition to food banks, there's also stuff banks where you can go for somebody that's been burned out, that they can get sheets and clothing and those kind of things. In a national emergency, be it weather-related, natural disaster, civil unrest, there are people that need help. Most of the organizations that can help people are attached to a religious faith that is not ours. Some of those organizations will turn away members of the LGBTQ community. We need to rally those resources ourselves. We need to provide information to pagans, not just Correllians, but pagans, LGBT members, of people that can help them. So one of the things I would like each temple to do is to get a list of local resources. I would also like them to build a relationship with local disaster relief agencies and local law enforcement. So when there is civil unrest, when there is a national disaster, you already have that relationship and you can communicate with those resources for the needs of the pagan community. Another reason for the Order of Cypress is check-ins. You know, we've all been on Facebook, mark myself safe, you know, 3 days before the hurricane actually hits. But we need a way to know if we've got Correllians in trouble, or we've got Correllians in harm's way, or we've got Correllians that are safe. So we would like to use the Facebook page for the Order of the Cypress as a communication central for all of the temples that might be impacted to go ahead and check in with the tradition. We'd like to have each temple have a phone tree or some way to communicate with each other to make sure that when something happens, they have a way to reach out to their members to make sure that they are safe. How many of you work for a company that has a disaster recovery plan? Okay, phone tree, that's the first thing they tell you. Call this number, check in. Or we'll call you, please make sure you respond. So we would like that as well for the Correllian tradition, so that we have a way to check in with each other and assure the leadership that you are safe, or for you to identify a need that you may have that we can rally the troops for. One of the things I always brag about Bank of America, it was Barnett back in the day when Andrew hit. I was in Miami. Before the storm even was upon us, there were tractor trailers full of supplies coming our way, donated through our local bank branches. The bank had 1,300 families displaced because of Andrew. Within 2 days, they had 1,300 apartments, not only leased, but furnished and had utilities turned on. We turned the operations center into a commercial laundry so that people that they needed to wash everything in the house because it had all been wet, but they were able to salvage it. They had a place to come and do commercial loads. We turned the daycare, we opened up a daycare. Did not previously have one. We had meeting rooms available for insurance adjusters. This is not what banks do, but they rallied resources to get things done because they asked what people needed. I'm sorry, the Correllian Membership Hub is not the place to discuss that. We need a place where people can go and not feel like they're putting out their business for the world to see. We need a place where they can talk to their shrine leader or temple leader and say, this is what's going on, this is what I need. That shrine or temple leader can get on that closed Facebook group and say, this is what I got, what are your ideas, where can we go, how can we help these people? There are many temple keepers and shrine keepers that do rally troops, that do help their members when they are faced with life's difficulties. But we want to put some organization around that. Maybe find some best practices, something that works. Find an agency that doesn't mind working with pagans that is all over the place so we can all tap into it. So that's what Order of the Cypress is. We have order patches. That's what it looks like on. Wait a minute. Over here. And we also have patches for t-shirts, polo shirts, whatever you want to put it on. If you want to have your volunteers have that on so people know who to talk to in a disaster. It is something that you can tailor to your own individual areas. Some people have to worry about hurricanes. Some people have to worry about wildfires. Some people have to worry about whole countries collapsing, as we've seen in Venezuela. We need to be there for everyone, no matter where they are. So I've got a sign-up sheet here. If you would like to get your temple interested in helping out with Order of Cypress, please sign up and we'll put you in the Facebook group. There is an oath. So, you need to know what you're signing up for. So this is the oath. From this day forward, I pledge that I will come to the aid of those in need within the pagan community in times of emergency. I will maintain information resources and contacts that can be used to assist pagan families during emergencies large and small. If called upon, I will rally resources to meet emergency needs. I will work with local authorities to communicate the needs of pagan community members in emergency situations. I will keep the Correllian Nativist Church leadership aware of the safety and needs of fellow Correllians in times of civil unrest or natural disasters. Should I be unable to perform these duties under this oath, I will communicate such to the order head so that a replacement can be recruited until I am ready to return to duty. By the Wiccan Rede and the threefold rule, I do swear this oath of my own free will. So that oath kind of lays out our purpose and our mission of what we're trying to accomplish. So if anybody would like to sign up, I'm here. The patches are available for $12. If you want the little polo shirt add-on, it's $15. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So, this is embarrassing. I can't even remember what I was going to ask. Say that we are unable to, say that we're able to contact a person like on the phone tree. What would we do then?
Well, if it's
local law enforcement,
if it's a disaster situation, you would get them to do a local law enforcement to do a wellness check.
Okay. And what if it's a disaster like we've seen in Puerto Rico, like where their local law enforcement are like?
Then we're going to have to do it ourselves. We're going to have to send somebody to look for that person.
Okay. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
I really
If we can't depend on the authorities, then we do take things into our own hands. We're pagans. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We make the world we want to see. Anybody else? I know there's a couple of other organizations within the tradition that I think this will be a natural fit for. One is the Blue Door, because the things that you learn about there are resources that we could probably apply to some of the things we need. Another one is the Order of the Paladins, because they are all service-based. So it's time to get organized. It's time to be there for each other.
I have a current list. When would you like me to send it to you?
Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I thank you for your time, and I hope that every shrine and temple will sign up.
What's a good email to get to you if people on the camera would like to contact you?
My email is RevLaurieDenman, Laurie, Denman, DenmanCNT @AOL.com, or they can go on to chosenpathchurch.com and use the contact form there.
Perfect. Thanks so much.